Let's give this another try, shall we? So, obviously I've played up to this point again. Experience distribution might be a little bit different from where it was last time. I didn't really check or care. But these are my levels. Obviously they don't have any new moves or anything, but let's see how this goes. I basically just have to be prepared to deal with that stun tank's bullshit. So I will try to paralyze it as soon as I get a chance to. But first I have to get through the other Drek before that. So let's not overcomplicate things, just super effective on the Zubat. Going into this fight with an actual healed team will be useful also, so got that going for me. And, well, here's the Skuntank. You see we're starting out with the grades. So yeah, let's Stun Spore this thing, and then see how this goes. I'm probably... Oh, wait, she only has 2 Pokemon. I thought she had 3. Never mind. Alright. Maybe don't die from Night Slash. Would be nice. No. Alright, well, I could just reload right there, but let's give this a moment and see what happens. Will it one-shot my entire team with Night Slash? If I can sing it to sleep, that would be somewhat useful, so let's see if that'll work. Perhaps survive the Night Slash this time? Okay, there we go. Okay, so the question at this point is, what the hell do I do? If I can manage... See, the problem here is Lugosi is weak to Dark, so even if it doesn't critical, it's going to probably be a one-hit KO anyway. And my only attack here is complete ass. So I think my only hope at beating this thing was pretty much to paralyze it. But let's get a confusion on it. Won't matter while it's asleep, obviously, but then it'll at least be confused when it wakes up. And get in some piss damage while I can. I don't even know. I don't know how I'm going to handle this fight. I pretty much just have to rely on it taking a bunch of confusion damage. Yeah, this is so not going to work. Okay. Maybe I can get ridiculous luck with confusion. Yeah, so far, not bad. And there we go. And now, I think Night Slash has 100% accuracy, so I'm pretty much gonna die, but let's see. Oh, okay. Uproar, get a critical or something. No. Oh, and it has a citrus berry. Okay, so it's settled. This thing needs to be paralyzed, or otherwise I have no way of beating it with my current team. Alright, this one might take a few reloads. That's pretty much all there is to it. Like, if I could manage to somehow get a last resort in on it, then that would at least do a bit of damage, but not as much as I'd want it to be on it, like, really, so... Yeah, I just have to not die from Night Slash here and get in the Stun Spore. Then I at least have a chance. Fuck off, why is that rigged? I don't know if that's RNGesus being unkind, or... if it's just, like, the way the game is programmed, like, because I'm doing the same thing, it's always gonna get a critical here. I guess we'll find out. Or it could just do that. Come on. There we go. Nice. Okay, this thing's ability is Aftermath, I think. I don't know if it gets a different ability. I'm not too worried about changing it, though, so let's just leave it at that. And, possibly get in... Yeah, I'm just gonna keep Mega Draining. If I use Growth, my accuracy is down, so it's like I might not even hit with my one attack that I get in, so let's just do a bit of damage on it. Yep, there we go. Got it. We got in so much damage there, I can hardly believe it. Confusion, go. Please don't miss. Okay, cool. Nope. Okay, do I want to copycat that, or... No, because... Yeah. Let's see. Night Slash coming off of something with piss poor physical attack that will be not very effective, or Magical Leaf, which is also not very effective. I think I'm just gonna stick to this. God, that is doing like no damage at all. I'm thinking that this one might be a bit of a blockade here. So yeah, I have to get really lucky with Uproar and it being paralyzed. God. Well, I got lucky with being paralyzed, but yeah, that didn't do nearly as much damage as I would have liked it to. Okay, I'm running out of ideas for this fight very quickly. Like, I've got super potions, but I'm just gonna die in one hit anyway, pretty much, so, like, all I can do is really hope for a crit. Yeah. Becky, you can do it. At this point, I'm actually willing to accept this as, like, as a win if I somehow manage to win this. Yeah, no. Okay. All I really can do is keep trying this unless I leave in level grind, so... Yeah. Not my most impressive battle here, I have to admit. The question is, do I want to keep going with paralysis, or do I want to actually get it to sleep? Because if I get it to sleep, then that at least guarantees it doesn't attack me, but then it runs out after, like, 3 turns, so... I think the paralysis is better, plus then that way I get the speed advantage. Basically, I think I just need to, get in as much damage early on as possible. God. Maybe make it waste that citrus berry. Christ, okay. Yeah, I did not expect this battle to be... like, this much of a problem here. Okay, I think what I need to start doing is, take advantage of the fact that I'm living these Night Slashes and get in some piddly damage while I can. Yeah, at least we used up the berry, so that's always a good thing. When does Confusion run out? Not yet, apparently. Probably after this turn. Yeah. Okay, let's... Now I'm stuck at a crossroads. Do I heal, or do I use Sweet Kiss and probably miss? I'm gonna try it. No? Okay. Come on. You have a good chance of not hitting me. Cool. Let's heal. No. Oh well. It was bound to happen eventually. Okay. Now, percentage-wise, 50% chance to hit itself. And with the 50% left, it has a 25% chance of being paralyzed. So, what does that leave me with? Like, it's like 75% of 50%. So, I don't feel like doing the math on that, but 3/4 of half. It's bigger than I'd want it to be, but it's a not horrible chance. Okay. Please. Please. Shit. Guess what? I think Becky's gonna win this. Oh god, that is so cheap. I shouldn't count that. Oh, wait, no. No, no, yeah, we've got it. Okay. Wow. That really shouldn't count because Becky isn't really one of my team members, but you know what? It's not a solo run. Whatever, I'm not reloading. It counts. God, imagine how much experience that would have been in Gen 5 with the curve. But, alright, that was cool. In a way, cool as in it was completely up to luck and kind of stupid. But the entire planet of Mars has sucked up energy from the Valley Windworks. It floated above it and said, "Show me what you got," and sucked it up. Okay, so now this is a weird line because within, like, the past year, they've retconned event-only stuff to be considered mythical. And here he's referring to, like, Dialga and Palkia, which are legendary and not mythical, so yeah, but whatever. Unless he's talking about Arceus, but I don't think he even knows that that thing exists. Alright, well, let's get out of this place. I've been listening to the music here for a really long time. Because, as I was preparing for this segment, I basically have kind of been, like, up to this point in terms of, like, my order of games that I've played and, like, what needs to be done with, like, what I wanted to say about them. I've just been going off of memory, because it was easy up to that point. This is kind of the part where, like, the last one I talked about was Japanese Leaf Green, which, I know came next because it was the first one that I played as a ROM, and it made sense logically, like, in terms of, like, at that time of my life, what was I playing? After this came a very long string of me not knowing, or, I mean, let me rephrase that. Came a really long string of, various playthroughs on ROMs, and, like, it was, the only way I have any recollection of this is because I somehow managed to take down notes a few years ago. But anyway, here's Cynthia. Oh, really? Maybe take it? Okay. Like, I'd pressed B by accident. Alright. Alrighty. So, many of you probably know what's in this egg. I might have even said it in a previous video, I don't remember, but we'll be hatching that egg pretty shortly here. I now have a bicycle. Yeah. So, that lets us get to Cycling Road, which I'll be doing in a little bit. Let me go ahead and register the bicycle. But before we deal with that, I would like to check out the old Chateau first. I don't think there's too much I can do in there that really is beneficial to this playthrough, but I'll check it out anyway. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit off track with my conversation from earlier, but that's fine. It's not all that interesting. Point is, at some point back... Oh god, before Black and White 2 came out, I don't remember when exactly, I decided to basically make, like, a list of all the Pokemon I've ever used in my playthroughs, and this was at a point when I still had all my old, save files for those ROMs, so I was able to kind of verify that, and, like, when I played them and everything. So because my past self did that, I still have this information. So I've got open in a notepad file next to me a long list of playthroughs I did between 05 and 07 of, like, weird stuff that I would never remember otherwise. So I'm gonna go through a few of those just during, like, downtime. I'll go ahead and start out the Chateau and, like, actually commentate on what's happening now. North Wurmple. Anyway, what plate was that again? Spooky plate, I think. Oh, insect plate. Okay. Well, that won't do me any good. Alright, so here we have the obligatory haunted area of the game. Well, one of them. There is another later on. And in here we have a bunch of Ghastly. And that's pretty much it from what I remember. But there's stuff that can be found in here. Also, really creepy section, because here we've got this big, like, dining hall. And, let me go ahead and grab whatever this item is. But, off to the side, you've got, like, the little kids section. And there's a rare candy here, which is fine, but then... No. Am I remembering this right? Let's see. No? Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I seem to remember there being an antidote in here somewhere. And it was, like, implied that, like, one of the kids was poisoned or something. Not sure. It's one of those weird areas in Pokemon games that, like, has a bit of a backstory that isn't really stated. For some reason, there's this obsession with, like, including random ghosts that you can see. There are ghosts in this place. I'm not sure what causes them to appear. I don't know if I've ever actually seen them myself. The main one that I always remember is just, the one in X and Y that comes out of the elevator, says, "No, you're not the one," and then leaves. That was, like, the creepiest freaking thing the first time I ever saw it. But, anyway, let's go ahead and check what this other room is, and then I'll go into that back hallway in a minute, because that's the one where all the interesting things are. Make off with the motor, I'm guessing is what that says. I wonder what that could be referring to. But anyway, up here we've got the hallway with 5 different rooms, and each one of these rooms actually does have a different encounter table, believe it or not. Also, here's a, here's a dread plate, which I will not be making use of because I don't have any dark type moves yet, but anyway. That one was fairly normal. That one had the TV. I'm going to save that one for last. In here we've got nothing particularly interesting. There's probably hidden items in here. I don't really know for sure, though. Then this one has this weird purple thing with, like, eyes that go away when you get up really close to it. This room would be pretty unremarkable, but this one actually has Wild Gengar that you can find if you have one of the Gen 3 games inserted into the DS. And only this room. It's really weird. I think you can find Haunter in here also, but that's not really that interesting because Gengar's a trade evolution, and therefore you can get one without trading in a very specific and weird way. So, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I haven't mentioned the dongle Pokemon at all. I'll probably bring those up at some other point, but there's different Pokemon that appear in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum when you have different Gen 3 games inserted. But anyway, substitute. I'm not going to use this now. I'm kind of curious. Okay, I guess I can all learn it. That might be useful at some point, because a lot of Pokemon just kind of die really easily, and the substitute, like, depending on how I use it strategically, it might be useful. I don't know. I'll have to watch Datai's Lillipup run again and see, like, what he did with it. But anyway, here we've got the TV room, which you probably know what's happening in here, but in case you don't, it'll be kind of an interesting little thing. I'm going to go ahead and save state. And I'm not going to put too much effort into this, because it's not going to be on my team. But, wait, what? Really? Oh, I know why. Okay, hold on. Let me, come on. Change the system clock. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna make it like 11 at night. There we go. Go ahead and leave and come back. Save state again. I'm not sure what time it has to be. It has to be pretty late, though, for this to work. Let's thump the TV. And, oh my god, it's a legendary, according to the music and the screen transition, but it's really not. That threw off so many people, because we've got a single stage, kind of unique Pokemon at the end of the decks that in Diamond and Pearl was post-game only, has legendary music, has a special screen transition. No, it's actually not legendary. It's cool. I like Rotom quite a bit, but it's not a legendary. Because it can breed, and it's just kind of not one. But anyway, Rotom's cool. I did use one in my playthrough of Platinum. When I get around to mentioning that game, it'll go into better detail. But, yeah, thing with this thing is, there's a good phrase for you. Diamond and Pearl, like I said, it was post-game only. It was just kind of here, funky little thing you could find. Not all that impressive, but it's cool. Platinum introduced the extra forms for it, and they're probably the worst-handled event in the entire series. In terms of events that actually got released. So no, I'm not including the Azure Flute and the Lock Capsule in that statement. But basically, let me just toss some regular Pokeballs at this. I'm going to catch it because it's here. I'm not going to use it, but I figure I'll try to get it. Basically, you have to get an item called the Secret Key, which was a Wi-Fi event when Platinum first came out. You take it to the building in Eterna City, like the galactic place, and if you investigate this random bare wall, it like opens up, and you can find the different machines to put Rotom into in order to change his form. So very cool if you have that key. Problem is, after that event ended, there is literally no way to ever get that again without hacking the game, because as with other event Pokemon, like, you miss the event, you're screwed, but you can at least get one from a friend if you trade. Like, this one, you can't trade the items, so there's just no way to ever get that again. Now, the Japanese version actually allowed you to share the secret key with people, because when you go into Mystery Gift, there's, like, get from wireless, get from Wi-Fi, get from friend. The get from friend option was only ever used one time, and it was for that specific event in the Japanese version, and it was not changed in the other versions. I don't know. Or no, I mean, it was changed, so, like, you couldn't use it in the other ones. Why? I don't know. It's really stupid. But yeah. So, that's the main reason I will never, ever reset my Platinum file, because there's no way for me to ever get that key again unless I get, like, an action replay. But yeah, here's Rotom. Its name is Motor spelled backwards. It's a weird ghost that lives in a TV. It's cool. When I go through other event stuff at the end of the game, I'll probably show off that area, but I don't feel like hacking in the items right now, so I won't. Let me go ahead and change the time back, actually, while I'm thinking about it. But, yeah, in terms of, oh, what time even is it? Hold on. Now I have to check. Let's see, pull up the DS, see what time it says on there, which is 8, and that's an hour off because of daylight savings time, so it's actually 7. Did that work? Shit, I think my game clock is messed up now. Why did that not work? What the hell happened? Oh, wait, no, it did work. Did it? I'm so confused. Yeah, because it did. It, like, the time got all weird, but no, it's fine. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. So yeah, let's go to Cycling Road, fight some random trainers, talk about old ROMs that I've played through. So, the beginning of this, I have to kind of explain before I talk about the games and stuff, because there's really not that much to say about these playthroughs, honestly. This was the point where basically we were semi-kicked out of the house. I've vaguely mentioned this on multiple occasions, and I don't know if I ever really went into good detail, but I don't really plan to. Basically just, we were kind of going from hotel to hotel for about half a year, and this was basically just a point when I had access to internet. I downloaded some different games. One of them was Pokemon Emerald. So, I hadn't played through that one before. I had played through Sapphire, obviously. I knew the general idea behind it, but not Emerald. So, I got it. I started the game. I know for a fact that I picked Torchic as a starter. I don't know what I did else in that game. I think I stopped before even getting to the first gym. That was basically my first playthrough. Shortly after that, I reset it and decided I wanted to do a grass-only run for some reason. So, for that one, I had Grovyle, Lombre, and Shroomish as my main three. I was specifically not evolving the Shroomish because I wanted it to be able to learn Spore before I evolved it. Then I got to the point where I had access to Lileep, which was going to be my next team member, and then also Cacnea. Got those on my team. Lileep was a pain in the ass to level up. I decided, fuck it, stopped playing. That was basically that playthrough. There were other attempts at Emerald later on, but I want to say I went through, or attempted a playthrough of Emerald, a total of, let's see, if we count the actual physical version of it, I think 6 times. And of those 6, I only ever finished it twice. One was the physical version, one was the LP. But going through these sequentially, the next one was Crystal, which, again, played through Silver, never played Crystal, though. I specifically remember this one for being the playthrough where I kind of discovered, or, like, came to a realization that I don't need to catch everything for a casual playthrough, because up to that point, I would, like, always, like, I wouldn't consider the game finished or anything unless I, like, actually caught everything possible and filled out the decks as much as I could without trading, that kind of stuff. I did do that in the Crystal playthrough, but halfway through that, I realized, like, why am I doing this? I know I'm not going to finish it, because this is a ROM, I can't trade, there's no point, but I did it anyway. Team for that one was Meganium, Graveler, Slowbro, Arcanine, Togetic, and a shiny Pikachu from the Odd Egg. At this point, apparently I still wasn't, like, wanting to use nicknames for whatever reason. And, let's see, do I want to go through any more? Since these are also boring, I might as well. I don't have anything else to talk about on this route. Next one, April of 2006. I don't know why I'm telling you this, I just happened to write it down. This was going back to Blue, and this was, guess what, another grass-only playthrough. Apparently I did quite a few of those. This was, the beginning of what could have been a very long and annoying thing with me, because I was going to go through the game with, like, every single type. Luckily, I stopped after the second one. But I started with Grass. My team in that is a Venusaur named Anger, spelled A-N-G-R-E. Then there was a Parasect named Mongrel, Victreebel named Cavernous, Executor named Pinnacle, P-E-A-N-I-C-L-E, and Tangela named Bick Dyke. Not as, like, offensive term for lesbian, just Bick Dyke, B-I-K-D-I-K-E. I don't know why. Other than I had called that other Tangela Bick Dip in a previous playthrough, and I'm like, hey, I will call it that again, but this time make it different. So, that was that team. Don't remember much about the actual playthrough, other than it was grass only, so obviously certain areas of the game were a bit more difficult just due to lack of type diversity, but I don't remember it being that hard. The problem I ran into in this one and in the one after it, which was the next month I went through it with Fire, basically I felt the need to, like, have a strong stab move on every team member when really I didn't have to. Like, I remember, like, everyone I'd always, like, for the Fire playthrough, I'd have, like, oh, this one gets Flamethrower instead of Fire Blast, this one doesn't get, like, I'd have to, like, manage the TMs, like, oh, I have to make sure I spread these out well, but it's like, I didn't need to have a Fire move on every one of them, like, they could have had other stuff, but it's Gen 1, they didn't have good type diversity, so whatever. But yeah, next one was the Fire team. This one I had Charizard named Cheggy Bob. C-H-E-G-G-Y Bob. Ninetales was Smachimo, which was named after one of the various names they gave for the dog in home movies. Flareon is Horatio. Rapidash was left field. This next one I think I have to give some explanation for, although I don't really have a good explanation for it. I had a Magmar named Free Sex. One word, all caps. Just Free Sex. I don't really know why, other than the fact that I, like, read what I guess was, like, a text LP before I knew what a text LP was. And, like, somebody had a Totodile named Free Sex, and I thought that was apparently funny, and so I just reused the name. I don't know. It was stupid. I didn't care about having, like, nicknames that didn't suck for these team members, so whatever. The last one was Moltres, which of course you get like 3 seconds before the end of the game anyway. I named that one Pontiac because it's a Firebird. Thought that one was kind of clever. But that was the Fire playthrough. And I'll go ahead and read out one more for this video, because who gives a shit, but like, this one will kind of tie it up nicely, I guess. Next one was yet another attempt at Emerald. This one, I remember going through when I had to have like a month with no internet access, and basically I had the game already downloaded, and I'm like, hey, you know what, I'll try this game again, and it'll be fun. And I went back to my old habit of catching everything possible, except this time it was with a twist, because this time, every time I caught something, I would give it a nickname, and the nickname would be another Pokemon. And I made rules for this that I was actually very strict about, and I had a notepad file going while I played this to keep track of them all, so I didn't reuse any. It had to be a Pokemon from a different generation, of a different type, but the same number of evolutionary stages, so then that way I would change the name if it evolved. So my eventual team I had in that one, and I never did actually finish the game either. It got up to about the 7th gym, I think, and then I just stopped. I had a Blaziken named Raichu, a Shedinja named Primeape, a Tentacool named Grumpig, Altaria named Ninetales, Grumpig named Kingler, and Lantern named Gardevoir. That one I guess I wasn't exactly strict about the, like, same number of evolutionary stages, but whatever. The Lantern, I think I remembered picking up towards the end, and I was like, I'll try this thing out, it's kind of cool. I already have a water type, though. I just remember struggling finding, like, what team members to use in this playthrough that were things I hadn't used before. And, I think I tried a Solrock and a Medicham at one point, and then decided against both of those. Picked up the Grumpig, even though I already had a Pokemon on my team named Grumpig, so that was confusing. I don't know. Only other thing I want to mention about that one is the fact that I was using a Shedinja in-game, because I have to tell you, even with save states, it was a pain in the ass. You have no idea how many Pokemon have the move Astonish until you have a Shedinja on your team, because that will completely, like, wreck your day when they use that. But yeah, I'll end on that one, because I feel like ending on that one. I don't know. Like I said, most of these, I felt I'd kind of get them all out in one video, because they're not that interesting. I don't have that much to say about the games, but whatever. So I think we're almost done with Cycling Road here. Hopefully I don't have to go back and heal again. I'm trying to think, does every game have a Cycling Road? This actually might not end very well. Okay, let's just start Mega Draining. Don't get burned, please. Ugh. Okay, Stun Spore, come on. Just freaking hit with it. There we go. Don't get burned. Anyway, Cycling Road. There's the one between Celadon and Fuchsia from Kanto, and then by extension, the Chateau games, because those have Kanto in them anyway. There's one in Hoenn. There's the one here for Sinnoh. I don't think Unova has one. It has a bunch of bridges, which you basically end up going over on the bike anyway, because it's faster, but they don't specifically require it, I don't think. Actually, I don't know if Kalos has one either. Yeah, I guess they got rid of the... Did they? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I don't remember at all, actually. But whatever, it was a moot point. It wasn't that important, it was just something that came to mind. Yeah. Jaws isn't really my scene, and I don't like Star Wars. There, I made a reference that makes it sound like I know what music is, even though I don't. Okay, what, are there just like Grimer on this route or something? Oh boy, heart-tailed Pikachu. Not to be confused with spiky-eared Pichu, the most useless freaking thing ever. Alright. Well, at least they mentioned Wayward Cave and gave you a hint that it exists. Good to know there's two people there that tell you the hints about shifting gears. Couldn't have only one of those. Anyway, here we are at Route 206. I have been here before, just not this particular part of it. Wait, why did I cut that? I'm gonna go back there like in the next video. Wait, why are these already dead? Because yeah, this is the one near Orberg. Okay. Alright, 25% chance of serious nature. Can we go for 4? Also, I do not have a nickname planned for this thing. I'm gonna have to think of one off screen, probably. Yep, we've got a Togepi. Just in case one normal type on the team isn't enough, let's have another. And it is male, which I'm not surprised by because it's a 7 out of 8 chance of being male. Alright, there's always Voldemort. I did use that one before, but no, let me cut back when I have a name for this thing. Alright, I've thought of one. You're gonna hate it though. So let me explain this one before I give it. Rejected names include Egbert because it's too obvious, and Benedict because it's also a little bit obvious, and it's a one that Bruno used before. So, for those who don't know why I named one of these Voldemort before, it's because the website Pokemopolis had a pretty good theory that Togepi is able to basically suck happiness from people, because as soon as Misty got one in the show, she lost all of her personality and basically became nothing but somebody to carry Togepi around. So I'm thinking of things that suck out happiness, and I was like thinking like Dementors and other stuff from Harry Potter. Then I remembered, no, let's not hit the wrong things. We're gonna name this thing Sponge. Those who don't know what Sponge is a character created in the Vinesauce Tomodachi Life series, who is one of the Lost Mario brothers, who has a mustache that basically absorbs happiness and makes everybody miserable. Or no, no, I'm wrong. It actually, it absorbs the misery from people. So I guess the name is technically not correct, but whatever, we're calling it Sponge. It is not serious, which is surprising. It has that hustle, which kind of sucks. Shit, I don't want to deal with hustle. The other thing this thing gets is Serene Grace, and it is set from the moment you pick up the egg, isn't it? Crap. Okay. Backup save state. Loading save state. It was after I picked up the egg. I could reload the last actual save, or I could just deal with it and have an ability that I don't want. God, I don't want to have hustle though. We'll figure that out next time. I don't know. I might reload that. I have to see how far back it was. Because if I was playing this like on an actual console, I would not be above reloading reloading the save to get a nature I want. Not a nature, you know what I mean. So, whatever. I'll just shut up. We're gonna end this one here. Next time I'll explore what's under Cycling Road and probably some other shit. And we'll see what is happening with Sponge. So yeah, see you next time.